And welcome back to Coral Gables Now. You know your child's car seats are extremely important to your child's safety. If you are unsure that you installed it correctly, the fire department wants to hear from you because they are offering their child safety seat training again. Rodolfo Roman explains.
When driving on the street, fastening your seatbelt is significant, especially for the little ones. That's the reason why the Coral Gables Fire Department is reaching out to families to make sure children are safe while enjoying a fun trip.
A lot of times they'll have the seat in pretty well, but there'll be some small mistakes that they've made that could cause the seat not to function properly if it wasn't an accident.
Appointments are now being scheduled for a free car seat installation training. Parents and caregivers will learn how to properly select, install, and operate a child car seat. Although you might think you are an expert, sometimes we aren't aware of some mistakes.
They may have the seatbelt attached to it, and what they didn't realize is that the seatbelt is actually not locked in there. So it'll be locked the way you and I would wear a seatbelt, but it would still have a lot of movement. And to use it properly on a seat, you would actually have to lock the seatbelt in place so where it would have no movement.
Firefighters certified by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration will guide you through the process.
I'd never done it before. Had no clue how to do it, and actually is a lot easier than I thought it was, but I wouldn't have felt as confident putting it in on my own based on the instructions. It's good to be able to have someone here who can guide you.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 80% of all car seats are improperly installed and used, a significant factor in why car accidents are the #1 killer of children under 14.
Prevention's one of the better things. We'd rather put in 1,000 seats than go on one injured child in a car accident.
For information, call 305-460-5576. For Coral Gables Now, Rodolfo Roman.
While the Coral Gables Fire Department is trying to keep our children safe, there's another organization that's caring for the city's forgotten residents, cats. Located right here in Coral Gables, the Cat Network has more than 1,000 members, and it fights to keep cats safe. Sylvia Mora from the Cat Network joins us to explain how. Sylvia, thank you for joining us today.
And thank you for having me.
So the Cat Network, this isn't just a cat television station or anything like that. This is an actual organization, and what do they do?
All right. Our mission is to humanely reduce the overpopulation of the cats that exist in our community through sterilization. We have over 40 veterinarians across Miami-Dade and Broward County who participate in our low-cost sterilization program so that residents who encounter stray or feral cats can sterilize the cats to stop the number of unwanted cats being born in this community.
And how many cats do you take in, do you think?
We actually don't take in cats. We don't have a shelter or any type of facility where we house cats. We rely on members who join our program to sterilize the cats through a program called TNR, Trap, Neuter, Return, where people trap the cats, take them to the veterinarian for sterilization, and return the cats from where they came.
And how many members do you have?
We have over 1,000 members who participate in our program, who are actively trapping cats, taking them to the veterinarians for sterilization, and making sure that the overpopulation problem doesn't grow even more than it already is.
And how do you become a member? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of cat lovers out there that would love to do something like this. I mean, can anyone join?
Anyone can join. It's a $25 membership fee. It's an annual membership, and that gives people access to our spay-neuter vouchers. It's $25 to sterilize a stray or feral cat, and those are the vouchers that they can present to the veterinarians that participate in our program. They can join by going online to the www.thecatnetwork.org, or they can come to our monthly meetings at Coral Gables Congregational Church. It's the first Saturday of every month. We meet there at 10 a.m. in the morning, and they can become a member there and also purchase the spay-neuter vouchers, which they can take to the vets.
Very cool. And tell me about the Meow-mobile, because that is the coolest name for a car ever. So tell me, what happens in there?
It really is a cool name, isn't it? It's a mobile surgical unit we have. It's a RV that was donated to the network by a very generous donor who wanted to see people have greater access to our sterilization efforts. And essentially the Meow-mobile goes around town making it easier for people to bring cats to these locations. For example, the next event we're holding is in Little Havana, so that's pretty close to Coral Gables residents, and people can bring cats there for sterilization. It's the $25 for a stray or feral if you're a member, and if you want to bring your pet cat, it's $40 for the sterilization of that cat, and you can also have the cat vaccinated and and rabies shot as well for an additional fee if the cat is a pet.
And in the future, how do you find out where the Meowmobile is going to be? Because I know, like you said, it's going to be in, close to Coral Gables, but it may be somewhere else at another point. Well, how do you find that out?
Absolutely. The Meowmobile has its own website. It's www.meowmobile.com, and it has all the information there. And you can also call the Meowmobile's reservation line, which is 305-233-9958, to find out more information as to where the Meowmobile is going to be next.
Very cool. And we have a little guest with us today. Who's this with us today?
This is actually a famous little guy. His name is Stormy, and aptly put, because he was rescued by firefighters after being trapped for several days in a storm drain in the southwest area. The little guy did not want to come out, and they eventually had to use a fire hose to bring him out. And I'm going to take him out real quick so you can get a better look at him. But this little guy is absolutely precious. And he is going to be up for adoption soon once he gets checked by a veterinarian and he gets all his shots, because we also have an adoption program. People who are interested in placing cats can foster the cats in their own homes till they find what we call a forever home. And this little guy is just one of many cats looking for a forever home. And if you're interested in adopting him, you can check our website where we have all sorts of kitties and information for those little guys looking for a home. So look at that face.
I mean, you can't say no. You cannot say no to his face. And like we were talking about before, usually dogs get the most attention when it comes to adoptions or charity stuff and things like that. But I mean, cats need it too. And
Absolutely.
And would you say there's probably more on the streets of cats than dogs?
There's an estimated 400,000 free roaming cats in Miami-Dade County alone, because there is no law that cats have to be on leashes. And that's part of the problem, that the overpopulation of cats exists because cats are on the street and a lot of people feed them irresponsibly. Unfortunately, a lot of people feed the cats without sterilizing them. The population of cats grows, and you have a nuisance situation where the cats become a problem, because when they exist in high numbers, they continue to reproduce, they become a problem. Right. And so if people were to just sterilize whatever cats they encounter, whatever cats they're feeding, we could certainly stop the tragic, astounding number of cats being euthanized every year in our shelters.
Now, if residents here happen to find maybe a stray cat in their backyard or anything like that, what would you tell them is the best course of action?
The best course of action is to sterilize that cat. If they're not interested in making that cat a pet cat in their home, that's absolutely fine. Cats are used to living outside, and they should simply sterilize the cat so that it doesn't continue to reproduce.
Okay, very cool. And just so everyone makes sure that if you find any cats or anything like that, you can contact the Cat Network, and we'll go with your website again.
The website is www.thecatnetwork.org, and we also have a telephone number that people can call for more information on our program, and that's 305-255-3482.
And see, I don't know why anyone's not going to want to take Stormy home, because he just wants to play all day.
He does. So. He's very affectionate. That's a common misconception about kitties, that they're not affectionate, but look at that. He's a sweetie pie.
Yeah, you can't say no to that face.
No.
Well, thank you, Sylvia, for coming out and speaking to us, and hopefully Stormy can find a home.
I hope so too. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And next on Coral Gables Now, international films have a new home. The Coral Gables Art Cinema is now open for business. We'll be right back.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm from Coral Gables, and I want to wish my family a happy Thanksgiving. And happy Thanksgiving to you all.